when people talk about entry-level electric vehicles, there's this persistent myth that you're basically just buying a golf cart with doors.
Right, yeah, just a
Mm.
generic battery on wheels designed to get you from point A to point B.
Exactly. Like they're all utilitarian, identical, and, well, completely boring.
Yeah.
But the accessible EV market is actually exploding with distinct personalities right now. So today's mission for this deep dive is to decode this market using three very different cars for you. We've got the MG4 Electric, the BYD Dolphin, and the Hyundai Inster.
And to make sense of them, we're looking at how each represents a completely different engineering philosophy.
Yeah, and we might even map them to a few Hollywood actors just to prove to you that affordable doesn't mean devoid of character.
I love that approach
Yeah.
because we are looking at three distinct survival strategies in a really competitive market here. You've got raw performance, hyper-integrated comfort, and pure urban packaging.
So let's start with the MG4. If this car is an actor, I really think it's Ryan Gosling.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Hear me out. It's got this quietly captivating, dynamic soul, It's not flashy, but it has serious substance on the road.
Well, and that substance comes from a very specific choice.
Right.
MG basically poured their entire budget into mechanical handling.
Right.
They built it on a modular, scalable platform, which allows for rear-wheel drive. And honestly, that's incredibly rare in this price bracket.
Yeah, rear-wheel drive for an entry-level EV is wild.
It is. And more importantly, they achieved a near 50-50 weight distribution between the front and rear axles.
Okay, so to visualize that for you listening, it's like a tightrope walker holding a balancing pole perfectly in the center, right? Rather than having all the weight clumped at one end.
Yep.
It keeps the car completely stable and stops it from understeering when you throw it into a tight corner.
Spot on. The physics just work in your favor, so it feels like an agile electric go-kart.
But I have to push back here for a second. Engineering a perfectly balanced rear-wheel drive platform is expensive.
Oh, wow, absolutely.
So if the hardware is this dialed in, where did they cut costs? Like, what's the catch?
The catch is the software. When you spend all your money on the chassis, the digital experience suffers.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, the infotainment system is widely criticized as being, well, pretty immature. And the driver assistance systems, especially the lane keeping, are highly invasive. So you're buying mechanical excellence, but you're compromising on the digital brains.
Which perfectly sets up our next car. Because if MG's entire budget went into mechanical handling, what happens when an automaker completely ignores sports car dynamics to focus entirely on software and, like, interior peace?
A completely different vibe.
Exactly. That's BYD's approach with the Dolphin. We're calling this one the Keanu Reeves of EVs. It's pragmatic, reliable, and just totally zen.
Zen for the passengers, sure. But for the engineers, achieving that piece on a budget was a massive logistical headache.
I can imagine, yeah.
Yet to make it feel premium, BYD relies on intense vertical integration. They build almost everything in-house, from the suspension components to their famous LFP blade battery.
Let's explain that battery real quick, because it's not just a box of standard AA cells beneath the floorboards, right?
Far from it. LFP stands for lithium iron phosphate, which completely eliminates cobalt.
Making it dramatically less prone to overheating.
Exactly. And instead of packing traditional cylindrical cells, BYD engineers them into these long, flat blades.
Wait, like actual blade shapes?
Yeah, and they actually act as structural support for the car's frame. So you get incredible safety and longevity without wasting space.
And that in-house control really shows inside, too. Like, it feels less like a car and more like a high-end appliance.
Right.
It even has this quirky party trick where the central touchscreen physically rotates from horizontal to vertical.
Right, which sounds crazy.
It does, but it's not just a gimmick, is it?
No, it actually reveals their entire philosophy.
Yeah.
BYD treats the car as a software platform first. Different apps require different aspect ratios, like widescreen media versus a tall scrolling navigation map.
Oh, that makes total sense.
They built the physical hardware to serve the software, aiming for this frictionless daily experience.
So we have the mechanical purist and the software cruiser. That brings us to our final philosophy, which is pure, concentrated urban packaging. The Hyundai Inster.
Yes.
I'm calling it the Danny DeVito of the city. It's only 3.8 meters long, but its massive personality completely dominates its space.
It really does. It's a fascinating case study in spatial economics. Hyundai used what they call an urban smart engineering approach.
What does that mean in practice?
Well, they stretch the wheelbase to 2.58 meters within that tiny footprint. So they basically push the wheels out to the absolute furthest corners of the chassis.
So they essentially built a Swiss Army knife on wheels. I was looking at the specs, and the front seats don't just recline, they slide and fold completely flat. It creates this continuous modular surface inside a car the size of a shoe.
It's incredible packaging.
But practically speaking, with all this spatial magic, could the Inster actually replace a normal road trip car for you? Like if you were buying one?
That's the real question with these modular microcars.
Yeah.
But the answer is no.
No.
Yeah, because of its boxy shape and its focus on low-speed packaging, highway wind noise, and high energy consumption at speed are its major weaknesses. It is strictly engineered to rule the city, and honestly, it doesn't pretend otherwise.
Okay, so we have three radically different survival strategies in the entry-level EV market today. You've got the MG4 for raw driving pleasure and mechanical balance, the BYD Dolphin for vertical integration and tech-forward comfort, and the Hyundai Inster as the ultimate packaging weapon for city versatility.
Exactly. They each carve out a very specific niche.
So to everyone listening, we really appreciate your ongoing interest in these deep dives. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll always do our absolute best to satisfy your curiosity and bring you the most useful insights.
And looking at how wildly distinct these engineering philosophies are right now, I want to leave you with an interesting question to mull over. If entry-level cars are currently defined by these unique driving character traits, what happens to all that personality when autonomous technology eventually takes the steering wheel away entirely?